refrigerators. We have this nice, beautiful one right here that has a lot of space in it. So if you're the type that likes to put a lot of food, we have this nice set. We have it on sale for $29 a month. We have 5 years with no interest and no money down. With good credit, bad credit, or no credit, we'll get you approved in our 2 locations in Fresno and Visalia.
You're bringing good advice, Reeve.
Thank you.
Have you had to learn all this the hard way?
Yes, I did.
There it is! The Voice, new Monday on NBC and Peacock.
Rob and Aaron's relationship is very dangerous.
Time to put an end to the Rob mob.
This game's going to be high stakes.
I am an epic failure.
If Aaron's gone, I got no one.
Deal or No Deal Island, Monday on NBC and Peacock.
You're watching KSEE 24, local news that matters.
Staying on the ballot, we hear from Assemblymember Vince Fong after a Sacramento appeals court rules unanimously to allow him to stay on the ballot in the race for California's 20th congressional district. And making a pitch to voters, we hear from Democrat Rudy Salas about why voters should choose him for California's 22nd district.
You're watching Sunday Morning Matters on KSEE 24, your local election headquarters.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Stephanie Barugian and we begin this morning in California's 20th congressional district. Bakersfield Assemblymember Vince Fong wins a legal battle again to stay on the ballot to fill former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy's seat. His challenger is Tulare County Sheriff Mike Boudreau. Jenny Ha has a look at the appellate court decision from Sacramento keeping Fong on the ballot.
If Sacramento wants to continue to interfere with the Central Valley and the elections in the Central Valley, that's very unfortunate. I attempted to remove my name off of the Assembly ballot
last week.
California Attorney General Rob Bonta and Secretary of State Shirley Weber are suing the city of Huntington Beach over new voter ID requirements approved by the voters in the March primary. That measure allows the city to require voters to show ID when voting in person starting in 2026. Bonta and Weber argue the measure violates state law, but make it harder for some people to vote.
They have taken an action to violate the law of the state of California in a way that's intentional, brazen, and will now be subject to the accountability and the action that we're taking in court today.
In a statement, Huntington Beach City Attorney Michael Gates responded with this. The people of Huntington Beach have made their voices clear on this issue, and the people's decision on the March 5th ballot measures for election integrity is final. To that end, the city will vigorously uphold and defend the will of the people.
Well, the Donald Trump hush money trial moves on to day 2 as now 12 jurors will be selected from hundreds of New Yorkers. But the process could extend beyond this week as many jurors were already dismissed from that case.
Our Washington correspondent Basil John joins us live from the front of the courthouse in New York City with the latest details on this case. Basil, good morning.
Well, Taryn Brody, good morning. And Donald Trump is currently speaking outside of the courtroom as we speak. And this is just the beginning, as 100 jurors will be brought in at a time to go through this vetting process to see if they will become part of this historic case involving the former president.
It's a scam. It's a political witch hunt.
Former President Donald Trump appeared at the courthouse in New York's criminal court as his hush money case involving adult film star Stormy Daniels is set to face prosecution.
And we're not going to be given a fair trial.
Hundreds of New Yorkers were brought in to possibly decide the fate of a former U.S. president. But dozens have already been dismissed as they told the judge they cannot be impartial. New York City Attorney Arthur Aidala says this will be a long process.
It's going to be hard to come up with a fair and impartial jury because so many people know about this case and have preconceived notions.
The vetting continues as potential jurors will be questioned on a variety of topics to determine if they are fit for the trial. A panel of 12 jurors and 6 alternates will be selected.
Trump is not above the law.
Outside the courthouse, protesters both for and against the former president shouted and chanted. Inside, the judge denied a request from Trump to attend Supreme Court arguments next week on presidential immunity.
The judge, of course, is not going to allow us. He's a very conflicted judge.
Now, court is set to start up soon, and there will be a hearing next week on whether Trump should be held in contempt for violating a gag order that prohibited him from talking about the witnesses involved in the case. Reporting live in New York City, I'm Basil John.
Basil, what happens if the former president is found guilty in this case, and is it a different result from any of his other cases?
Yes, unlike the other cases that the former president has to deal with, this one will be before a jury, before the election. So if he is found guilty, then he will possibly have to face jail time.
Basil John, live in New York City. Thank you.
KSEE 24 sunrise time is reading 6:38.
Still ahead, how Google is beefing with California news websites and what changes you might see while you browse the internet.
And warmer temperatures are continuing this week. I'll tell you more when we come back, but first, here's a look at your 4-day allergy forecast.
Your mom has told me so many stories.
Ew. Things get spicy with Jaime Camil.
I'm making amends, so I just want to say I'm sorry for everything.
You haven't done anything to me.
Don't worry, it's coming.
New Lopez versus Lopez tonight on NBC and Peacock.
Gnome, wreath, gum.
When Laverne Cox rules the game, don't get caught.
Fiance?
Cheating.
That gesture was out of line.
I saw that.
Oh.
God has a plan.
Password tonight on NBC and Peacock.
You can get a degree from anywhere, but Fresno Pacific University takes you beyond a degree. It's something you can take with you to every job, every opportunity, every day. Enroll now.
Get rid of that stubborn belly fat and get the body you've dreamed of. Maj Medical Clinic introduces high-definition Lipo 360 together with skin tightening to achieve ultimate body sculpting results. Do a little something for you. Call Maj Medical today.
The left-leaning media totally outraged by so many of the former president's recent words and actions, while the right-leaning media downplaying it all. Just nothing to see. Those of us not in the partisan media business, I think, need to be trying to call balls and strikes. Here's the reality that no other cable news network can say. You can count on us to try to call out what's important and what's not.
Another reason why News Nation is news for all America.
Homeowners, if you want to sell your house fast for all cash, stop what you're doing and watch this, because Osborne Homes wants to buy your house right now.
I'm Alec from Osborne Homes, and we want to buy your house. Nobody buys more homes in California than Osborne. Whether it's a total fixer-upper or in perfect condition, Osborne Homes is the easiest way to sell your house fast, all cash. Best of all, when you sell your house to Osborne Homes, there are 0 commissions, 0 fees, plus no banks, no realtors, no repairs, and no waiting to close. We buy your house as is, all cash. Just go to osbornehomes.com right now for your free, no obligation, all cash offer. We are here ready to buy your house 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So go to osbornehomes.com right now.
Don't wait. Sell your house to Osborne Homes and put the cash in your pocket right away. Any house, any condition, all cash right now. Just go to osbornehomes.com or call us today at 800-773-0341. Go to osbornehomes.com.
Escape means freedom and adventure. It's in our nature with breathtaking vistas waiting to be explored. Escape means something different to everyone. Fun for families, indoor adventures, getting away every day, and excitement every night. Plan your escape to Black Oak Casino Resort. Escape your everyday.
And good morning, I'm Vivian Yvonne with a look at your weather this morning. Now here's a look outside of the KSEE 24 studio. You can see that sunshine there. It's definitely coming through and starting to rise. We are going to see warmer temperatures throughout the day and throughout this morning. Temperatures right now 57 degrees here in Fresno. Here's a look at how things are going to look later on this morning. Temperatures will be about 50 degrees with lots of sunshine around 7. Around lunchtime, 67 degrees there. But by 4, things are going to significantly go up to about 76 degrees there. And at 7 p.m. we're going to see that sunshine and temperatures about 73 degrees. Here's what you can expect for the next 4 days. That warming trend continues today, 76, Wednesday 81, Thursday 84, and Friday 83. That's it for now. Taryn, Brody, back to you.
Both Iran's attack on Israel and the war in Ukraine could make it more expensive to cool your house this summer, with power bills expected to spike across the country. Analysts say artificial intelligence, cryptocurrency mining, and data centers are also consuming a lot of the nation's electricity. New reports show since President Biden took office, electricity prices are up almost 30%.
Well, PG&E is sending a stark warning to its California customers about a significant increase in scams. An email over the weekend, the utility company said that the rate of scams has increased at an alarming rate. Well, they said the scammers can be convincing and often target those who are the most vulnerable. They also aim their scams at small business owners during very busy customer service hours. PG&E says common trends with scammers include asking for payment in any sort of unconventional way, such as prepaid debit cards, gift cards, or third-party mobile payment applications. Along with that, they also threaten to disconnect your power because of past due bills if the payment is not made immediately, and also ask for your personal information.
Well, it looks like we got a bit of a beef with Google. They started removing links to California news websites, like here'scentralvalley.com. It's in response to proposed state legislation that will require big tech companies to pay news outlets for their content. The California Journalism Preservation Act was introduced last year and is still awaiting a hearing in the state Senate. It would require digital platforms like Google and Meta to pay a journalism usage fee to some news outlets when their content is used alongside digital ads. Here's my question. Let's say this goes through and this fight with Google is no more. And Google and Meta are forced to then pay, say, our website and others in the Nexstar universe or any other stations for their content on the sites. Will that money go to the people who wrote it?
That's some interesting responses in my ear just now. I mean, who knows?
The journalist who actually did the story, or is it just gonna go up to big corporate?
That's a very good
bottom line.
That's a good point. We don't know. Maybe in good faith it will be dispersed evenly with everybody. But I'm trying to be positive.
Sunrise time is 6:44.
But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it could though, right? It could. No, okay. Still we're getting ready for the rodeo, and we're getting the inside scoop with a live interview for you. That's coming up after the break. Stick around.
Today, buying drugs is as easy as sending a text or ordering online. And while not every illegal drug sold is laced with a deadly amount of fentanyl, there's only one terrifying way to find out. Parents, please talk to your kids about the dangers of fentanyl-laced drugs before it's too late.
The paper towel will absorb the acid.
That's crazy. Green tea to calm acne. This is my favorite tip of the day.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Oh, that's genius. You just saved me 40 bucks.
I'm here again at Fashion Furniture, but this time they've graciously allowed me to talk to you about something very near and dear to my heart. Thank you for allowing our World War II and Korean War and Vietnam War veterans from the Valley to visit their memorials in Washington, D.C. Who knew when we launched Central Valley Honor Flight over a decade ago that more than 1,800 local veterans would experience this trip of a lifetime because of your generosity?
Thank you for your service.
Central Valley Honor Flight is an all-volunteer organization funded entirely by donations, and every dollar count. With more than 400 veterans on our waiting list, we've got a lot of ground to cover, and time is ticking. You'll see some special coverage of our latest flight from Stephanie Berugian, whose father and uncle served during World War II. And surely you'll see what we see at every send-off, every welcome home, and every stop in our nation's capital. Freedom is not free, and our veterans deserve our gratitude. So if you'd like to join Fashion Furniture and all the other businesses, individuals, and organizations who've supported our mission over the years, go to cvhonorflight.org.
Getting older doesn't have to mean giving up your independence. When it's time to trade in your ride, go for something reliable, like a Golden Technologies Power Mobility scooter. Continue to feel the wind on your face and the road under your wheels with a brand you can trust and service you can rely on. The Bone Store, proving the way you walk, move, sit, and sleep.
If you're in a situation like me, you can be sure Better Life, Dr. Dunlop and the whole team is there to help you out. And you can never imagine what it will do for your life. Dr. Dunlop, the whole team is there to help you out. And anybody out there who's still thinking of having some reservation on going through the process, I can tell you that it's all worth it in the end.
KSEE 24 News is always available at yourcentralvalley.com.
And warmer temperatures to start off this morning. If you are getting ready to head out the door, this is what things are looking like right now. 57 in Fresno, 55 in Madera, 56 in Merced, 54 in Visalia, and 50 in Porterville. Now, winds not playing too much of a factor this morning. We are seeing some light winds in Fresno and Madera, also in Hanford and Lemoore, but not too much there as well to worry about. Now, here's a look at the 24-hour temperature change from where we were yesterday. Everywhere across the valley is experiencing a much warmer start to this morning. Temperatures are going to be about 10 degrees warmer in Fresno, Visalia, and Madera this morning. Porterville about 8 degrees warmer there. Also in Hanford, Lemoore, and Merced. So you probably won't need too much of a jacket, maybe a light sweater to start the day, but you're definitely going to have lots of sunshine to enjoy as the morning continues. Live radar is quiet. We aren't expecting to see any rain or clouds for most of the day and for the rest of the week. Now, here's a look at what you can expect for the forecast today. 76 in Fresno, also 76 in Madera, Merced, and Visalia as well. In the Sierras, we're going to see temperatures about 70 degrees in Yosemite, Oakhurst 72, Shaver Lake 60 degrees there, and 55 in the Sequoias. We're also going to see Porterville at 77, 76 in Tulare, 77 in Hanford. So almost the 80s there across the valley. But here's where we should be for this time of year, about 74. Today we are going to be sitting right there at 76 degrees. So we're right where we should be for this time of year, with that record high there being 95 degrees. Now, air quality is in the moderate range across most of the valley. Keep that in mind if you are planning to head outside. Now, here's a look at your 7-day forecast. That warming trend continues today, 76, but Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays, the 80s are here. 81 on Wednesday, 84 on Thursday, 83 on Friday, and those lower 80s are going to continue into the weekend. Of course, you can always check out the 7-day forecast by visiting yourcentralvalley.com. For now, Taryn Brody, back to you.
Well, grab your cowboy hat and your biggest belt buckle.
The 110th Clovis Rodeo gets started next week at the Clovis Rodeo Grounds. It is a 5-day event, starting with a concert.
That's right. Joining us to talk about all the awesome details is Ron Dunbar. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So, Ron, I want to ask you, prepping for it, and it's basically, how are you feeling?
Well, I think we're there. I mean, we start right after the rodeo meeting, and then we get to this point where we're ready to go. So I think we're ready to go. We'll find out Wednesday night when he bucked that first bull. So,
what can people look forward to at this year's rodeo?
I mean, another great rodeo. I mean, we've added more money, so we expect the top cowboys and cowgirls along with the best livestock animals. So we expect another great year.
And I want to ask you, the biggest thing is folks trying to travel to get there. There's going to be some better options this year.
Right,
People can park and shuttle, correct?
Exactly, yeah. The shuttle's going to pick folks up at the Sierra Vista Malthus. That'd be the southeast corner by the K1 cart place, and then take them to 4th and Veterans Way right there by the water tower. And then we'll have golf carts there. If people want to ride, then we'll give them a ride. And then once the road's over, pick them up, take them back to the deal. Because everybody tries to get at the same time. It's really hard to get in. So we hope this works out. I think it will.
Okay.
What does it mean to you with all the work that you've put in and the entire team has put in, when the rodeo finally gets started? Is it a relief? Is it excitement? What do you feel?
Well, I think it's a relief. When I work in front of the buck and shoot, so as soon as that first bull comes out on Wednesday night and the crowd's packed and they're going crazy, then we've done our job, and that it is a relief. I think once the rodeo starts, we not relax, but it's fun time.
The work is not done, but all the hard work,
all the prep work was done. All the volunteers behind there, everybody's done what we're supposed to be doing, and we have a great show.
Now, Ron, I have to ask you, a big thing when folks come is how's the food looking this year, and what offers are people going to have?
We got the greatest tri-tip sandwiches ever.
Love it.
Cold drink, and then some of the other nonprofits offer other types of food.
Nice.
And then what are the concerts this year? What are the main acts people
on Wednesday night after our Extreme Bulls, we start off with Brian Martin. And then on Friday, we'll have Matt Still. Yep. And on Thursday, I always forget his name, but help me out.
He'll be there. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
And I want to ask
Michael
you.
Ray.
Michael Ray.
Michael Ray.
I couldn't remember if it was Ray Michael or Michael Ray.
First names. And I also wanted to ask you, other than that, is it too late for folks to get their tickets?
No.
Or?
Go to clovisrodeo.com, or the ticket office is open Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. I mean, tickets are going quick. It's going to be a great show. Thursday night is our kickoff for our PRCA rodeo, and that's going to be an awesome night. A lot of the great cowboys are going to be there that night as well.
All right, you heard the man. Get your tickets. It starts April 24th, runs to the 28th there at the Clovis Rodeo Grounds, 110th Clovis Rodeo.
110th, yes,
and the prizes have been jacked up, so you're going to have some big-time cowboys out there.
Awesome. One of the top 20 rodeos in the entire country.
Wow.
That's right
impressive.
here.
Looks to be a good time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
KSEE 24 sunrise time is 6:53. We're going to take a look at this morning's top stories, but first, here's what's coming up on the Today Show next.
Hi there. Good morning. Coming up on Today, much more on the start of Donald Trump's first criminal trial. We're going to have the very latest from the courtroom and the political fallout. Also ahead, an eye-opening new wake-up call for parents when it comes to our kids, smartphones, and social media. The alarm now being sounded by the nation's top psychologists and what they say needs to be done now to protect young users. Got those stories, plus a legend stopping by our studio, Oscar winner Michael Douglas. He'll tell us about trying something new after more than 50 years in Hollywood when we see you right here on Today.
Was this woman turned down for her dream job because she didn't wear makeup? She says she had all the qualifications, except one. She didn't wear makeup at her job interview. Next, Inside Edition.
Inside Edition, tonight at 7 on KSEE 24. Stephanie Barugian journeys to the nation's capital, joining veterans who are paying tribute to our fallen heroes. Watch Honor Flight with special coverage through Wednesday, only on KSEE 24. Honor Flight, sponsored by Fashion Furniture.
With 64 Darrow's Mini Storage locations, we make it possible to store your memories and keep your secrets secret. Darrow's has you covered since 1963.
Your Broadway wish is granted at Disney's Aladdin. Audiences and critics agree Aladdin is fabulous and extravagant. With unforgettable music and sensational dance numbers, it's exactly what you wish for. Get your tickets today and see for yourself the breathtaking spectacle that only Disney can deliver.
Playing the Soroyan Theater May 1st through 5th. Get your tickets at BroadwayInFresno.com.
There are trucks, and then there's the GMC Sierra. Available with the connected driving experience. And the world's first 6-function multi-pro tailgate. GMC Sierra. It's the truck. Or get 2.9% APR for 72 months on select Sierra 1500 models.
See your Central Valley GMC dealer today.
At Donald P. Dick, we aren't just HVAC specialists. We are a certified Lennox dealer. That means we offer the most energy-efficient products on the market, with savings you can see and perfect air you can feel. Your comfort is our passion, and we're with you every breath of the way. Enjoy great comfort and lower energy cost. Call Mr. Cool today and save on Lennox with special incentives and rebates from Donald P. Dick Heating and Air, 255-1644.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
You're watching KSEE 24, local news that matters.
Here's a look at today's top stories. Well, new at sunrise, the Fresno Police Department is investigating an overnight shooting in central Fresno this morning. Well, police say they found a man in his 30s who was shot in the area of San Pablo and Borman. The police say he is in stable condition, and we are awaiting an update from Fresno Police and plan to bring you more details on later editions of KSEE 24 News.
And suspects are now in custody after what started as an armed robbery in Clovis ended in a high-speed chase and a crash in Kerman. Clovis police say around 6:30 last night, 3 armed men approached 2 men in the parking lot of the Target store at Shaw and Clovis Avenue. They stole personal property and then drove off. Police chased after them. The suspects ended up crashing in the area of Jensen and Bishop Avenues in Kerman. The suspects ran away, but have since been taken into custody. We are still working to learn more about those suspects and a motive to this robbery.
A 5-year-old child left with major injuries after being hit by a truck in Atwater. Police say it happened just yesterday before 5 p.m. on the 5200 block of Crest Avenue. And that's where they say the driver of the truck stayed at the scene, and they do not believe drugs or alcohol were a factor. But this case is still under investigation.
Day 2 of former President Trump's historic hush money trial in a Manhattan courtroom continues today as Trump faces 34 felony counts in the case brought by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. The former president is accused of falsifying business records as part of an effort to prevent an alleged affair with former adult film star Stormy Daniels from making news before the 2016 election. Trump has denied both the affair and any wrongdoing.
And warmer temperatures will continue today and throughout the rest of the week. We're going to see temperatures about 50 degrees right now, around noon, 67. But take a look around 4 p.m. Things are going to heat up to the 70s, about 76 there. We are going to continue to see that trend across the rest of the week as well, with temperatures continuing to reach about 81 tomorrow, 84 on Thursday, 83 on Friday. And those 80s are going to stick around for the weekend, so perfect time if anyone wants to head outside and enjoy plenty of sunshine. I don't know if you guys have plans for this week?
I have too many plans this week.
I just want to lay out and enjoy the sun, especially from this weekend when it was kind of, you know.
Yeah.
It's back to work for the first time in months, and then I feel like I have a work schedule on Saturday. Oh my goodness, I have my son's T-ball game. Then we're going to the Fresno State baseball game.
But you have nice weather.
Yeah, perfect
stuff
weather.
In between. It's perfect for a baseball game.
Yes.
And perfect for your first week back with KSEE 24.
Exactly.
Perfect for a baseball game.
Lots of sunshine. I was at the Fuego game.
Perfect for what I'm looking. I will say, last week's T-ball game got canceled because of so much wind and cold wind. So that's good. Going to get one in this weekend. Stay tuned for the Today Show. Be back at 11 for KSEE 24 midday.
That's right. Have a great rest of your morning. We'll see you later on.
Bullard, California.
Good Tuesday morning. Tensions only mounting in the Middle East this morning.
And spilling over into the streets here at home. It's April 16th. This is Today. Ready to retaliate. Israel vowing to respond after those unprecedented attacks from Iran, stoking fears of a broader war across the Middle East. The White House pressuring Benjamin Netanyahu to show restraint. While here in the U.S., protesters demanding a ceasefire in Gaza, blocking traffic on roads, bridges, and airports. Some passengers forced to abandon their cars and walk. We'll break it all down. Courtroom drama. The historic criminal trial of Donald Trump enters day 2 after opening with the dismissal of dozens of prospective jurors. Not a single one picked so far. The defendant lashing out at the judge in the case against him and the impact on the 2024 race.
I'm not in Georgia or Florida or North Carolina campaigning like I should be.
We'll have the very latest. On the move, the next major storm sweeping across the country, bringing the risk of tornadoes, hail, and heavy rain to millions in the Midwest. Al's full forecast just ahead. Criminal case. FBI agents board that still-trapped cargo ship that brought down Baltimore's Key Bridge, delivering a search warrant as part of the federal investigation into that deadly disaster. This morning, the questions they want answered. All that plus concert ticket turmoil. The government reportedly set to sue Live Nation in the wake of that Taylor Swift presale fiasco.
No, tell me right now this is a joke.
What it could mean the next time you try to see your favorite performers on stage. And hoop dreams fulfilled.
The Indiana Fever select Caitlin Clark, University of Iowa.
Caitlin Clark goes first overall in the most anticipated WNBA draft ever. An exciting night, shining a light on the league's next stars.
Win or lose, we're growing the game.
Our front row seat to basketball history on the orange carpet. Today, Tuesday, April 16th, 2024.
From NBC News, This is Today with Savannah Guthrie and Hope.